Hi, so I wanted to talk a little bit today about study strategies. Um, History, like so many other classes that are content heavy, requires you to have a really firm idea of how to retain a lot of material, how to get it into your head, and keep it there. So, there's a lot of different ways to study, just like there's a lot of different ways to take notes. And I'm a firm believer that studying is a very personal thing, that once you find what works for you, it might not work for everybody else. So you find what works and you keep using it. So for those of you who haven't found a study strategy that works for you for content heavy classes like history, like government, like psychology, um, I am posting a link to a website that has multiple strategies. So, different active methods for memorizing material, getting it into your head, and keeping it there for the duration of the class, or at least until whenever you get to the test. Um, that's probably the most important thing, the single most important thing. You need to be active with the material. There are people out there who can read a chapter, read over their notes and the materials in their heads. We hate those people. They exist. They're out there. They're unicorns. But for the rest of us, it's quite a bit more difficult. It requires actively working with the material to get it in there. Now, there's the old fashioned way, which is basically just repetition. You go over it and over it and over it and over it. Um, it works, but that's you may A, not have the time, and B, that might not be the best method for you. So look at the variety of things that are out there. Ways of actively working with and testing your knowledge on something. Um, I do have the study guides that are posted for the tests, but honestly, the best way to work with the material isn't just filling out the study guide, because all that means is the material's on your study guide. It's not in your head. So there's different ways of getting that material in your head. The best way, in my opinion, the one that I use the most, is what I call teach your dog. And I call it that because it's what I did. So when I was in classes like this back in the day, when I was an undergrad and I had history classes, government classes, where there was so much material, classes like botany, classes like geology, where you had to memorize a lot of things. I would go over my notes, um, repeatedly go over the notes, and then when I was feeling good, I would put the notes aside and I would teach my dog. So I taught my dog many things. He was very well educated. And when I hit a spot where I was like, oh, I don't know what comes next, or I don't remember, if it's something like geology, I don't remember the next level of things, the next layer, I would know that I didn't know that well enough. I couldn't fly without a net. I couldn't not have my notes, so it wasn't in my head. I needed to go back over that. So, pretending to teach helps you, first of all, kind of suss out what is important. So, what is important enough that I need to teach this dog, or this very nice roommate, or a post, or a stuffed animal, something that you can pretend with. Um, you can determine what is most important and what are my holes. What do I not know well enough that I can't not have these notes. That will help you. It's a way of actively working with the material. It's a way of knowing where your holes are. It's not the only method, though. There are many others. It's just I'm telling you it's the one that worked for me. It's what got me through a whole lot of history classes. It's what it's what got me through a PhD program. So that is one method. That's, again, in my opinion, the best. One thing that a lot of students don't think about doing, but you absolutely have the ability to do, you guys can do the study guide together. Nothing's stopping you. The study guide's out there. You can create a Google Doc out of it. You can contact each other. There's a discussion board set aside, a discussion thread set aside, where you can ask questions and kind of conference with each other. So you can collect emails, and there's no reason why you guys can't collaborate. It's actually easier in an online environment to do things like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, be my guest. Work that out amongst yourselves. Um, there's no reason to see this as a completely isolated operation. I get that it's hard to trust other people. I'm fairly anti-group projects for that reason. But if that's something you're interested in, then by all means, work together on the study guide to make sure that you're covering everything you need to. Let's see. So you will have that link, the different study strategies methods. If we get through the first exam and you tried something that you thought was going to work and you were feeling good and it didn't work out, please contact me and we will talk through what you tried and what you felt didn't work. We'll kind of go over the test and see what kinds of things stumped you up. I want you to succeed, using whatever methods are necessary for you to succeed. So as always, keep in touch with me and we can talk it through and figure out what you need to do in order to be as successful as possible. So if you have any questions, or you see a method when you go to the link, different study strategies, note-taking things, and you think it sounds interesting but you're not 100% sure how it works, please, again, contact me. And I will see you guys soon on the discussion boards. Bye.